everybody, I want to discuss with you how to really understand innovation in the National Innovation Visa. So the National Innovation Visa, the most important part of the key requirement is innovation. So what's actually innovation? Most people think innovation it's a new product idea, a brand new creation. It's a creation, it's an invention. I will review it. Why that is a common, costly, very misconception, okay? So, illusion of simple innovation. It's not a product idea. It's not a creation. It's not a invention. But why Home Affairs? So today I'm going to show you what are they looking for? They're actually looking for impact, real implication, market disruption, not just cool concept. So everybody has some concept ideas now. Ideas are a lot out there. The most important part is not idea. It's really about market validation. So your idea need to be verified by the market. Someone need to show that their interest. Someone can be a potential investor, right? The market it doesn't have to be successful. If the investor say, you know what, I'm going to give you 10 million and invest into your idea, then that's validated by market because they are advanced thinkers, right? Real work examples I want to sound innovative but fail the visa test. So innovation is not enough. So we need to focus about lots of areas. Innovation is not about an idea. It is not about invention. The government official innovation are actually very vague. I will break down the specific legal interpretation. So my work's really about interpreting the government policies. Innovation first is not invention. It's really about commercialization. Commercialization is really understand how your innovation needs to be scalable and has commercial revenue generating. For example, are you going to make money or not? How much you're going to make? How fast you're going to make the money, right? Slightly benefit clause is not enough. So what they ask you, what social, economic, and technological impact they are going to expect from your innovation. Social aspect, really think about why we're having problem. When we solve social, where is the problem? Housing crisis, are you going to solve that problem? Is that problem that we need to promote? We want to sell our product globally. Is that a social problem, right? Economic problem, how are we going to get more investors into Australia? How can we sell more product globally? That's economic. How much you're going to generate. Socially, it can be someone, we want more people to participate in such a sports game. We want young people to engage in a sport game. This is social benefits, right? Social benefits. Or we want to encourage more young people to have multiple skills. If you create something like AI generated information, then how can they learn faster? Technological impact, like a blockchain technology. How can we introduce this to the government bodies? How can we all adapt so we can make sure all information held by governments are secured? How information is secured, shared by one person to another person with the blockchain technology? How this can actually help us to protect luxury items, luxury golds, diamonds using blockchain technology. So this is what we really want to show, because when we are more advanced, if any society will do the same, that people are likely to invest into that, and then more people are willing to work in that area. That in general will have create economic background, economic benefit. So innovation has to relate with the outcome. The outcome has to be either or all of them: economic, social, and technological advancement. You have to have an impact on any of that. The impact cannot just say, you know what, I'm really good skilled workers, I'm going to work for you. Now, we don't need skilled workers. We do need skilled workers. They probably will say, you know what, why don't you show yourself, can find a job? If you can't even find a job, then perhaps you're not very advanced at all, right? So it is not enough to tell the Home Affairs that you're a skilled worker. A skilled worker is kind of skilled visa or work visa. Now, the proof of innovation method, mostly I will put them into 3 areas. Okay, how do we prove it's innovation? Okay, first of all, very and primary evidence is you document it. You document your novel intellectual property, such as patents. You apply patents. You apply US, China, from Europe, from Australia. You apply patent, and you are one of the inventors. So people mostly ask me the question. They say, okay, this patent, I designed it, but the inventor is one of the team, not me. So we need to prove you are one of the inventor, because on the patent itself does not indicate that you are one of the inventors. The company inventor or the team is inventor. It's not you. No, you have to have evidence to show that. Otherwise, you come to the level 2. Promising. So market validation, we can show not directly related to you, but you then say while you're working for the company, it can be technological advancement. You work for the company, you working in that particular group or team, then you were a team leader, right? And then the team receive a patent under that name. Or then you say that we already assigned the program you are using, the software you are using, actually are using my ideas. Now it demonstrates this link, so has to create this direct link between your design, your pattern to the outcome. This is second way as market validation. So something novel, if you pattern your design, your pattern your idea, pattern your method, then it's the first line of prove your innovation. If you cannot directly prove that, we come to the second line, which is market validation. It can be indirectly related to you, but you have to explain. The third one is really about financial backing. So what do you mean by financial backing? How do we know that your idea has a value? If you receive funding from investor, it can be from a venture investor, which is normally you haven't come to that point. Early investor, sophisticated investors, or venture investors. So if the investor, even they provide a term sheet, which is a promise, right? It's not cash ready yet. They will say, if you reach this milestone, I will give you $500,000. If you reach a second milestone, I'll give you a second. So it's a term sheet. But this is a promise, a statement of how much they're going to value you, how much they value and how much they want to see you able to achieve that. So financial backing or business model that shows even you don't have financial backing, but you're able to show your business model, the way you're working, has a sustainability and growth. When I say growth, it has to be substantial. For instance, if you just started software like 6 months ago, you already have 100,000 customers, and in 2 months' time, you reach another 200,000. So this is substantial growth. That you are passionate or wholly own this product, then you can really say that. So that if you are a startup company, for instance, you have 5 people and then 5 of you have shares of the company, that can you claim that have your ownership 100%? You have a percentage of the ownership, isn't it? I don't really care about how much percentage. It has to be novel in a way that's nobody's doing, and then you have to back up with outcome. So 3 areas you can work to prove that innovation while documenting your novel ideas by showing your pattern, by showing your evidence, your patterns, trade secret, things that you do differently. Second way of proving your innovation is market validation. So pilot programs, early adapters, for instance, you probably already have 1,000, 10,000 of customers sign up. Even they are not paid clients. Even they are not paid clients. You have someone to subscribe. You have someone there, and there's quite a substantial number of that. Then it's market validation. It doesn't have to be result in cash. Of course, we need to understand how this actually cash will be generated after you market prove you. So third way, I just described that financial backing. So business model shows your growth is substantial. Now, common pitfall I have to really share with you, and how can you avoid? People are creating a generic business ideas, me too ideas, that everybody has an idea, okay? It's kind of, I improve this, I improve that. This is not enough. Generic business plan, say, and you can see there's lots of people already talking about that. Then that's, for instance, if you are currently talking to me about the AI agent, this is not going to be fancy anymore, okay? We know what's going on with the AI development with OpenAI. So AI agent, even you create for specific industry that doesn't, the idea alone won't help. However, if you can prove a market validation, you say, I create an AI agent that for solicitors and lawyers across globe to use, and then we have 1,000, or not 1,000, it's probably the 10,000 of customers, so the solicitors sign up already. Bam, that's market validation, that's good. So you can see that's a lot of understanding here. It's pretty much about common understanding, okay? Now, a second pitfall I normally receive is sometimes they over-promise. Because when you promise, we can tell, okay, you promise too much under delivering. Especially for some of entrepreneurs, they have no intention to start a company in Australia at all. So the intention, this will show in their work. If they have not to come to Australia and they don't know any startup environments, not spoken with anybody in Australia, and they promise, I'm going to invest in Australia startups. As an investor, it doesn't make sense, okay? If you're really fully, aware of that, you could have actually interviewed hundreds of co-founders, founders. Now, you could have all contact with them, right? So they must have showed you their works, their team members. And so this, you have to really set realistic experience, because don't think that people don't understand. I can tell instantly that if you're really over-promising, you're trying to promise anything, government's fed enough with the global talent candidates promise, over-promise, less and under-delivery. So you need to back up with evidence. You say, I want to invest. How much you have invested so far? I didn't ask you to give us investing into 2 million as one goal. Proper, we want that. But we want to see that you actually did something, right? You cannot, especially for some of the candidates, they're just relying on professional. For us, I could have create jobs, for you, right? So, no, and then some of them, because if they never come to Australia, that's a problem. They don't know the actual social environment. They just think out of the blue. Oh, I'm going to do a business like exactly the same business in Australia. But your business, you never talk to anyone, you never talk to a potential customer, and you just think about you're gonna do it, like build a factory there and do it here and there. Why innovation needs to be relevant to Australian society? Because you apply Australia permanent residency, you're gonna need to understand. We want to see that how you're gonna benefit us, so we can give you permanent residency. And then why you apply permanent residency? Because Australia has a lot of benefits from it. So in exchange, think about that. Business has to have a good deals, right? The government wants to have a good deal with you. They can give you permanent residency for yourself and whole family, and enjoy our free Medicare, our free education, free, great weather. Why not? And then what do you want to provide? So if you're ignoring the local context and really beneficial to Australian economy, then this is a pitfall that most people ignore. They just overpromise, under-deliver, and ignore the context, and they just don't know. So the first thing I normally ask, have you come to Australia? They said no. And my question is, how hard, why you make decision to come in the first place, right? You're not going to come work, right? So if you don't even make an effort to understand the Australian local context and the society and the government, your work won't be able to really solve the problem, bridge the gaps, right? Now, for your innovation visa plan, I want to give you some ideas what you can work. First of all, always come with a story, narrative. You need to think about how to articulate your project unique value proposition for immigration officers, right? So you have to have a narrative. You have to have a story. The story has to be very, very matched one immigration officer, which is the local, and think about make sense to them. So the story has to be really, really associated with Australia. Don't create something like, I'm good at best, I'm going to help with you when I'm here. Yeah, if you give him a permanent residency, I'll do this, I'll do that. So we don't believe that. Show me your intention. Show me you actually genuinely want it. If you really wanting that much, you could have done market search yourself. We could have visited some of the business partners. You could have talked to them online or offline. The second plan you want to do is you need to build an expert team. Team, what I really say that it is not necessarily to do with your company team. It's what I consider expert has to be within arm reach. Expert meaning someone who's your mentors, your advisors, professional support in any strengthening your application. For some cases, they don't know anyone and they don't have nominator, you need help. You won't be working hard in the darkness. You probably need someone to help you with reference letters, someone help you with the nomination, and someone help you with the Australia situation, right? The longer game we are really thinking about, it's you have to have a continued development, demonstrating your progress, how key to navigate your own visa application. So if you're not ready for that, you're not ready as yet, not 100%, you're probably 80% ready. You will need to think about this as a long-term game, okay? innovation visa, it's going to be the future visa. The only permanent visa they're going to offer you quick and fast without considering your age. So if you're really within the framework of it, if you're outside, then you probably don't need to listen to me at all. So if you're within the government whole direction of innovation, then you need to think about preparing a long term. Okay, so today I share with you how you actually start, decode innovation in the word of innovation, the key requirement innovation in the National Innovation Visa. I hope this will help you. Don't forget to subscribe our channel and leave comment below and contact us directly. We have contact form there. Thank you. Bye-bye.